you pay for the last app you downloaded? Nothing. That's strange. Because some of the world's most valuable companies give away products used by billions of people every single day. Google Maps, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, YouTube, Gmail. None of them ask for your credit card. Yet together they're worth trillions of dollars. So here's the question. If nobody pays, where does all the money come from? Most people think they already know the answer. They sell our data. But what if that's only part of the story? What if the real business is far more valuable than data itself? Think about your morning. Before speaking to another person, you probably interacted with several digital platforms. You checked messages, read emails, used navigation, scrolled through social media, played music, all before breakfast. Most of those services had something remarkable in common. They cost nothing. At least nothing visible. For most of human history, business followed a simple rule. A company created a product. Customers paid money. The transaction ended. Then the internet quietly introduced something completely different. Products that became more valuable the longer people used them. Suddenly, success was no longer measured by units sold. It was measured by minutes watched, clicks, sessions, daily active users, retention, engagement. The product wasn't simply software anymore. It became human attention. Attention has always been valuable. Television competed for it, radio competed for it, newspapers competed for it. But digital platforms transformed attention into something entirely different, something measurable. Every second you spend scrolling can be counted. Every click, every pause, every video you finish, every post you ignore, every notification you open. Modern apps don't simply attract attention. They measure it, analyze it, compare it, optimize it. Because attention became one of the most valuable economic resources ever created. Not because attention itself generates money, but because attention creates prediction. People often say, if an app is free, you're the product. It's memorable. But it's not entirely accurate. You're not the product. Advertisers aren't buying people. They're buying probabilities. The probability that you'll click. The probability that you'll watch. The probability that you'll subscribe. The probability that you'll purchase. Your personal information matters, but not because companies enjoy collecting it. It matters because it helps answer one incredibly valuable question. What are you most likely to do next? That question is worth billions, because companies don't just want to understand the past. They want to predict the future. Every search, every scroll, every pause, every purchase becomes another signal, not about who you are, but about what you might do next. And in today's digital economy, predicting human behavior is one of the most profitable businesses ever created. Think about what happens every time you open an app. You scroll, pause on a video, ignore another, click a headline, close it after 3 seconds, search for a restaurant, watch a documentary, skip an advertisement. Each action seems meaningless. By itself, it is. But together, those tiny moments become patterns. Patterns become probabilities. And probabilities become predictions. That's the real product. Not your identity, not your personal information, your future behavior. Because knowing what people have already done has limited value. Predicting what millions of people are likely to do tomorrow is worth vastly more. Every recommendation, every notification, every suggested video, every people you may know, every playlist, every product recommendation, they're not random. They're experiments, tiny experiments, repeated billions of times, designed to answer one question. What keeps people engaged? Imagine 2 companies. The first sells you a product once. The second keeps your attention every day for 10 years. Which business creates more value? Traditional businesses compete for transactions. Digital platforms compete for habits. Because habits create predictability, and predictability creates revenue. Every additional minute spent inside an app generates new information, not just about what you like, but about what captures your attention, what interrupts it, what makes you stay, what makes you leave. That knowledge becomes incredibly valuable because attention isn't limited to advertising. It influences shopping, entertainment, news, politics, education, even the way we communicate. Attention has quietly become the infrastructure of the digital economy. And once attention can be measured, it can be optimized. Here's something remarkable. The moment you open many free apps, an invisible economic event begins. Not tomorrow, not in a few seconds, immediately. Advertisers compete for the opportunity to reach you. Algorithms evaluate thousands of signals. Your device, the time of day, your recent activity, general audience patterns, the content you're viewing, and within fractions of a second, the system decides which message you're most likely to engage with. This isn't simply advertising. It's a prediction market. Companies aren't paying for certainty. They're paying for probability. The probability that this specific message, shown to this specific person at this specific moment, will produce a specific action. Click. Watch. Subscribe. Buy. That's why prediction has become one of the most valuable assets in the modern economy, because improving the probability of billions of tiny decisions, even by a fraction, creates enormous value. Most people think digital platforms compete against one another. In reality, they're competing for something much smaller: the next 10 seconds. Every platform wants to become the place where you spend just a little more time. One more scroll, one more click, one more video. Because if millions of people each stay just a little longer, the economic impact becomes extraordinary. The competition isn't simply between companies. It's between predictions. Which platform understands human behavior slightly better than everyone else? Which recommendation keeps attention just a few seconds longer? Those tiny differences are worth billions. You buy a coffee, you pay. The transaction ends. But digital platforms introduce something completely different: a transaction without money. Every time you open an app, you exchange something far less visible. A few seconds, a few minutes, sometimes a few hours. Individually, those moments seem insignificant. Collectively, they become one of the largest transfers of human attention in history. Not forced, not stolen, voluntarily given, one notification at a time. The most successful digital platforms don't simply respond to your behavior. Every interaction slightly improves the next recommendation, the next notification, the next search result, the next product suggestion. Over time, the system becomes remarkably effective, not because it understands you perfectly, but because it becomes increasingly accurate at predicting patterns shared by millions of people. And that's where the digital economy quietly changes. Companies are no longer competing only to attract customers. They're competing to build better prediction systems. Because the company that predicts behavior more accurately can allocate advertising more efficiently, recommend content more effectively, increase engagement more consistently, improve revenue without ever charging users directly. Prediction becomes infrastructure, invisible, constant, profitable. Families across continents, made knowledge available to billions, helped small businesses reach global audiences, made navigation effortless, made communication almost instantaneous. The value they create is undeniable. None of this means free apps are inherently harmful. Quite the opposite. They've connected free apps are good or bad. The question is whether we truly understand the economic system that makes them possible. Because every business model creates incentives. Subscription services optimize for long-term satisfaction. Retail businesses optimize for sales. Attention-based businesses optimize for engagement. Not because they're malicious, because that's how the system rewards success. Understanding those incentives changes everything. It allows us to see the platform and the business model behind it separately. Perhaps the hidden cost of free apps was never your personal data. Data is only the beginning. The deeper value lies in something much harder to see: the ability to understand patterns, to improve predictions, to compete for moments of attention, to build systems that become more useful the more people use them. That's the invisible engine of the modern internet, and once you see it, it's difficult to look at a free app the same way again. So here's the question: if the most valuable digital products are designed to compete for your attention, what should companies optimize for next? More engagement, or more value for the people using them? If you enjoy documentaries that uncover the invisible systems shaping technology, business, and the global economy, subscribe to The Glitch Economy and continue the investigation. Every economic revolution changes what we value. The digital revolution changed the value of attention. The next one may change something even more fundamental. Understanding why companies compete for your attention is only the beginning.